You don't fuck with me, nigga, fuck you. You a pussy nigga, I can't trust you. These hoes, nigga, I don't lust them. Niggas sit around like a hoe, talk about a nigga like a pussy nigga. These niggas don't wanna see you make unless shit gon' help benefit them. On a nigga got him in town, yeah, bang.
BMF stands for Black Mafia Family, and it represents everything we about, T. That's the difference between us. You always asking for permission instead of just taking what's rightfully yours.
What have you done, Demetrius?
Y'all don't have nothing else to worry about.
I don't know who the hell you are anymore.
What's going on, YouTube? We back in the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn 9's YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we back with another TV show review, and we got the season finale of BMF Season 1, Episode 8 review. Going into this episode, we already know we still on the hunt for Lamar. We got to get Lamar up out of here, man. And I'm not even going to front, man. Like I said, I was enjoying Lamar as a villain. Like I said, he was kind of over the top when the season first started off a little bit. But I was just, even as far as them dressing him up like Omar from The Wire, I was like, come on, man. But I felt like he was a standout. I feel like he had his own, he got his own element as far as doing what he do. And as far as going down as a best TV villains, I feel like he got to put his name up there a little bit, man. He can't be at the top, but he definitely has to be in there as top TV villains, man. I still feel like, I can't remember the episode 6 or 7, probably was episode 6, might have been 5. But either way, the episode where you can't stop the rain. You can't stop the rain when it starts to pour. Like, that's the best episode still for me. That's still one of the best episodes, man. But going into this episode, which is the season finale, you pretty much have Meech and Terry pretty much still trying to get everything on balance as far as the organization. Not only that, getting Lamar out of the picture, because they still have to make sure their family good. They still got to make sure the people around them are good. Not only that, watching each other's back and make sure they good. Lamar's pretty much like, bro, is still injured. He ain't really been able to get himself together all the way. So going into this episode, you see that he's pretty much in damage field. He on his own. He ain't got nobody with him. But you pretty much see Kato and BIGMEECH pretty much organizing a plan to pretty much take Lamar out themselves without bringing in Meech and Terry, which I feel like was a mistake. I feel like maybe if Kato would have hollered at Meech in the first place, maybe they could have worked something out better, because one way or another, Meech, say what you want to say about him and Terry, they are thinkers, especially Meech when it comes to organizing a plan, because he has done things and worked out certain things where it's come to light and it has worked in their favor when Meech came in and basically reorganized things. Think about when they did the whole thing with the little girl, and he came, even though that was his plan, but it was to get back their stash or whatnot, and he had to come in without beating up somebody, torturing them or whatnot, just to get the information that they needed. So the thing about Meech is they not stupid either. And I just couldn't wait, because I feel like Meech, like I said, he already been having his paranoid, and that's why, well, no, it was Terry actually, but that's the thing about him, Meech and Terry. They both smart and they both are thinkers, and like I said, the paranoia of the situations they be in has them noticing certain things. And as soon as you give Meech, like, as soon as Terry throws something in Meech's ear, he's gonna run with it, and he gonna start figuring certain things out. And I'm telling you, man, I just watched Power Book 2, as far as the Season 2, Episode 1. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. Little Meech acted his ass off this season compared to what I just watched. I'm just saying, man. And I'm just, all seriousness though, Little Meech playing BIGMEECH, he was phenomenal this season. I'm not saying he's Oscar winning or even that he needed Emmy, but being that this is his first role in this episode in particular, because I feel like he has a very emotional scene at the end of this episode with Terry, and he did it. I'm telling you, man. I'm not saying standing ovation or anything like that, but it's just the fact that he had to come in and play his father, this phenomenal figure that everybody around the world knows about, this guy that was bigger than life. He's coming and playing this role, and he did his thing. I was not took out of any of these episodes. That's why I said, with this coming with Power Book 3, as far as Raising Kanan and going into this, they picked phenomenal actors, man. Everybody wasn't on par. It was like, everybody's acting is not all of that, but it's way better actors in these two series that I've recently watched, which is Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, and BMF. When it comes to BMF, and like I said, Little Meech, he did his thing in this series overall, man. He played that role, and you have to understand, he was playing beside these veteran actors. You talking about Steve Harris, Wood Harris. Speaking of Wood Harris, like, where's Pat? What happened to Pat? I'm not, spoiler alert, Pat is not in this season for now. He ain't been in like the last 2 or 3 episodes, right? I'm like, what's up with that? So I was going into this thinking maybe this was going to be the last time Meech and Terry probably were going to be a part of the whole Detroit thing. But hey, I think they're going to dive a little bit deeper, because ending this episode, I'm not going to give nothing away, but the way they end this episode, it's like we got more to talk about as far as pertaining to Detroit. Because I was really thinking going into this, they may be going to separate themselves from Detroit with everything going on, cops, Lamar thing or whatnot, but they kind of shut a lot of things down. But this episode does leave with a lot of questions. Terry, as far as this episode, they're still working on the whole thing with him getting a settlement for his eye, whatnot. And a lot of things come to light in this episode as far as that. I'm not going to give nothing away, but it's some jacked up shit that happens with this settlement. They get offered like a whole lot more money, but it's what they have to do and what it's the recommendations behind it. And I'm telling you, man, it's like, damn. I'm going to say something, man. I don't know what type of father Big Meech and Terry Daddy was, man, but it's like, did y'all do this on purpose, trying to make this man look the way he did this season? Because it's like, this episode, they didn't make him look any better, man. And it's like, it's not the fact that you don't like him, don't like his character. It's just the fact that he be saying logical shit. You actually should be agreeing with some of the stuff he be saying, but you just don't. I don't know what it is with this daddy, man. And it's like, the way they put him in these positions, it's like, nigga, what is you talking about? Why are you, this is his money. This ain't your money. I'm telling you, I feel like he gonna be a meme. His daddy, like Big Meech and Terry Daddy, as far as my guy playing him this season, he been a meme the whole season. He been a straight meme the whole season, man. And this episode is not gonna help. I'm telling you, man. And you gonna know what I'm talking about when you watch it, man. But I feel like, damn, it's just like, it seemed like they just threw Meech to the wayside, man. Like, was it really like that? I know Meech was the firstborn, and it just feel like they gave out all hope on Meech. Like, they was just focused on Terry, making sure Terry good. And this episode, it's like, yo, Meech, it's like Meech ain't even a son, man. I don't know, man. I understand, though, because it's like Meech is got his mind set on one thing, and it's like he is not quitting. And even by the end of this episode, you can tell that it's like, no, nigga, I'm doing this. I'm going to keep doing this. Even everything around him, people even around him telling him like, yo, I'm good, I'm out. Or, yo, I'm not trying to do this on the third. And I think a lot of people would try to tell Meech that he's self-absorbing. Like, it's all about him. And in all honesty, you could tell where sometimes it is where he's thinking about himself. At the same time, though, you can see that he's looking out for family, not only his biological family, but the family he's building with his organization, the loyalty he's building with the people around him, particularly BIGMEECH. My man BIGMEECH. I had a prediction. That's all I'm gonna say. I had a prediction, and I feel like I was basically on par with my prediction. I feel like things are going to go this way and maybe that way, but I feel like my prediction did come to light as far as pertaining to BIGMEECH and Kato. I did not see certain things. I thought maybe it wasn't going to go that way, but it happened, because I've been hearing about certain people in real life that I think are still around or whatnot, as far as the real people that are part of this show or whatnot, and I guess not. But even certain situations in this episode, they happen kind of early, and it's like, well, we still got a lot going on, but I can see the things they're trying to set up, man. One thing about this episode is the big thing with Meech and Terry and their relationship, and you can see that Terry is very, very much fighting with going the straight and narrow and staying with his brother and doing what they doing as far as drugs or whatnot. Because you see how Terry has everybody around here pretty much telling him to make a decision, particularly the mother of his child, and telling him to make a decision. You either going to stay in this life, you're going to choose us, you're going to choose your brother, which is the life. So it's a lot going on with Terry, and by the end of this episode, you kind of see why they keep. To me, these are hints of what Meech and Terry are going to go through as far as their relationship moving forward. Because if you have watched the real life story, well, if you have heard about the real life story as far as the BMF story, and if you watch the documentaries, you already know how Meech and Terry were going their separate ways throughout throughout the years when they was together. It came to a point where I think they were separated from each other for like years, if I'm not mistaken. So this season throughout showed you how Terry and Meech bump heads and how they not on the same page about not everything. And by the end of this episode, you kind of see how they're going to make, I'm not saying they're going to go their separate ways, but you kind of see how Terry has something made up his mind about certain things, and maybe he's going to try to do something else, while Meech is going to be who Meech is. But, of course, we got a season 2 already, and you know, like I said, you don't read the stories or you don't heard the documentaries or whatnot as far as BMF. You know it's going to be something that pretty much brings these guys back into the fold. But as far as this episode, the cop, the cop pretty much on a rampage as far as Meech, man. He in particular wants Meech, man. And the way this episode goes, I don't know how things are going to go. That's why I said Detroit, I feel like it's going to be a major part about season 2 too, and maybe in the middle, or maybe that's where we're going to get them pretty much branching off as far as trying to get into other cities or whatnot, because this particular season, I think, is putting their name out there as far as showing how they took over Detroit, period. And that's what I thought this first season was just going to be about, and maybe they was going to branch off after maybe this first season, but I can see that they doing the Lone Jeopardy thing, because the way this season ends is looking like we still going to be in Detroit. And there's a lot still going on, because it's a lot of openings at the end of this episode. Like, it's a lot of things that's still going on where we don't get the answers to when this episode ends. So that's another thing I say about as far as Detroit go, and it playing a major role as far as BMF go, because you know everybody is waiting on the whole Atlanta. Everybody waiting on when Meech and them get to Atlanta or whatnot. But like I said, I feel like that's probably not even going to happen to probably like the last 2 seasons as far as BMF, when they finally get to that end point as far as the series being over. Because like I said, that's the end game right there. That's when everything is pretty much starting to head downhill or whatnot. Because, man, if you read those documentaries, it's a lot in between before they even get to Atlanta. So, like I said, I'm enjoying the slow burn as far as the build up and watching how they came about and the reasons behind it, the things they did. Because this season in particular showed a lot of the reasonings why Meech and Terry was doing what they doing, trying to get their family out of poverty. Not only that, the people that they had with them, trying to get them in better situations as far as taking care of their families or whatnot. And that loyalty, man, it's the loyalty thing. This season in particular was built on loyalty. So with this episode in particular, like I said, I enjoyed BMF. I wish it would have been a little bit more grounded. I wish this would have been a little bit more on the par of Snowfall or The Wire, like I said, because to me, Snowfall started off kind of in this range, but it got really grounded. I really have how Snowfall kind of toned it down and kind of got to that point. Don't give or take. It does have those moments. Like I'm not trying to switch this over to Snowfall, but you know how Snowfall had last season. If you're a fan of Snowfall, they had the John Wick moment with my boy Teddy. So that's what I was saying as far as BMF. When I first heard about them doing this, I was thinking that maybe they would go a little bit more grounded, being that it was based on a true story. Being that said, I'm enjoying what they're doing. I wouldn't want them to change anything about it. I am enjoying what they're doing. I am so glad that they brought in Little Meech to play his father. As far as this episode, though, it's a lot of things that happen. It's a lot of things that get done. It's a lot of, as far as certain story notes that are over, are completely over. And it's a lot of things that are continuing. So I am looking forward to season 2 and to see what direction they try to go with this, as far as especially Meech and Terry's relationship. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with that. I hope we get a better relationship between Meech's daddy and Meech in particular, man. And I hope they make Meech's daddy look a little bit better next season. Cause man, this whole season just made you be like, man, this nigga, wow. But he was on par with certain things, and that's the crazy part about it, man. But overall, I enjoyed this series as far as BMF season 1. Y'all let me know in the comment section, how did y'all feel about this series as far as the first season? How did y'all feel about this season finale as far as episode 8? Are y'all looking forward to the next season? Let me know in the comment section. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to let you know when I upload new videos. This is the road to 400 subs. We out.
Your family do whatever they gotta do to protect one another. I want to build a legacy for our family. We hustlers.
See me smile at the actual situation. And because they can sense that I'm not afraid of it, yeah, it's only because of my experience prior to.